This is not as big of a problem as you think it is. This is the cover that goes over where the battery is stored. There's 2 torque bolts there and 2 push pins up there, and this just pops right out. Need a little one of those bits right there. I think it's a 34, I'm not sure. But anyway, I suggest this being part of your maintenance occasionally, because look, I've been a year with mine and I want you to see what I see. I'm gonna try and hook this right here without blowing a fuse, and look at the green on that positive terminal right there. Now let me tell you folks, if you know anything about batteries and electricity, that is a problem just waiting to give me a problem. I'm going to take that off and clean it, and I'm also going to check the fluid in the battery itself. See those caps? That means that you have acid in there, and so you have to look inside there and top those off occasionally, or your battery is not going to last as long as it could. We've got to take this out, so I've taken the terminal loose, and you see it's got a lot of corrosion around it. You can slide this cover back, and with a wire brush I'm going to clean that all up. I've got to take this bolt loose, which holds the battery in place. Then I should be able to pull the battery out. All I got to do is take this loose. I blew the nut off. I should be able to get this up and out of the way. There. The ground terminal is over on the other side, but with this off, so the battery comes out just like this. Now, it'd be nice to probably have something under there, but I don't, so I'm going to just bring it here and see what I have to do. Okay, now I can just spin it around and set her down. But that's what your battery looks like. Probably even worse, maybe, depending on where you're going to. But that's a guaranteed problem after a little while. This is a year old, and that's the condition. I guess this toothbrush to start with first, and I'm going to rub all this off. Clean this whole thing up. And I know you're going to do yours, so you don't want to open these until you clean this off, because you don't want this dirt getting down into the cells. Okay. I don't want any particles at all, so I'm really making sure it's clean before I open it. Now, with a screwdriver, flat tip, there's a little slot under here. You can pry this up, and you can pry the other side up, and it doesn't matter which way it goes. And see, now there's a little bit of material that was up underneath there. Now I'm gonna push this back, not letting it go in. Okay, now the water level is good, you see? So I don't have a problem with those 3 cells. I've got 3 more there. I'm gonna put it back on the same way it come off, and you push it on tight. My tools are over in the motorhome, but I do have this brush right here that I can clean these terminals, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do both of them where they're nice and shiny, and you can see the stuff coming off right now. And I'm gonna clean them up, And I'm also going to clean both terminals, and we're going to put them back on tight, and that'll be my battery maintenance. Now, it'd be nice if I had a real brush, but I don't right now. But I'll make things work. What I need to do is, with a screwdriver, I'm going to scrape this stuff off. Look at that, it's just building up. Hey, yours is probably the same way. So, but this is going to get down and create a connection problem, and then I'm going to be on the side of the road with the no start. Usually what'll happen if you got a bad connection is the lights will come on, but when you turn the key, there's not enough connection here for the high current to go to the starter. And then if you have a good brush, you can just brush this stuff off and get it all out of there. So my advice is to keep your terminal clean. Okay, and then I'm going to work on that some more, but the ground terminal usually does not have as much trouble. As you notice, it doesn't really get that way. It's the positive terminal, but it needs to be clean too. A ground can cause you a problem also. So if the ground terminal is dirty or loose, you can have the same problem of no start. Now, we're going to finish the assembly process. I've cleaned the terminals. They're both nice and clean. Cleaned the top of the battery. The battery water is good. Now we're going to put the ground terminal on, and you put it all the way down and kind of twist it a little bit, okay? And then you tighten her up. Whoop. Okay. Tighten her up good and tight. Okay, I've got my jigsaw case, which brings me up high enough that now I can put this terminal back on and shove her back in there, hopefully. Yep, so just pull this over there as close as I can get it. And you don't need to worry about going across the caps, because you can't check it anyway up there. So, and you need to be able to get to this bolt a little bit. So I'm gonna put her right over there and just tighten her a little bit. And then I'm gonna do the tightening firmly. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it now, so I've got the full ability. But you gotta pull her around like this. And you want to get this tight. And don't let this handle touch that. Again, make that very tight. Okay, and then this goes back over like that. Pick this thing up and be able to get the edge up there. And this needs to go in, around, oops, Okay, there we go. Now, one thing I'm going to do is before I bolt all of this up, I'm going to go in and turn the key on and make sure she cranks before I bolt all this stuff down. Okay, I'm going to go do the test now. I've got my key in. You listen to see if she starts. Key on. One thing, don't forget to put this in to block your battery and hold it in position. So I got to screw that down. Alright, we're ready to put this bad boy back on, and it's really not that hard. You just lay down here, and what you have to do is have these little clips out of there. Whoop. You have to pull these out. Push this so when nothing's in there, you can push this right up in there, and what you got to do is you got to get it up underneath here. Okay, so get it in there before, don't just put it here and not worry about that, or you'll be taking this loose. So get it locked in there. Then you take these, the body of the push pin, you line the holes up, you push that one in, and here's the other body. Okay, you line it up, push that in, and then here's these little pins that go in the center, and to get them out you just pry this thing out. You just push it in, and if it don't want to, there, just push it. Okay, so now that's locked in. From those two, then you take your screws and you line up the holes. One here. Let's see. This is not really that hard. It's just that you should do it at home one time and have one of these screwdriver bits with you, and a screwdriver, a flat tip, and the wrenches to deal with that terminal if you ever had to deal with the battery. And there we go. It lines up pretty easy. I have a video, battery maintenance, which shows taking this apart, but it was brand new and I didn't have to deal with my battery at that time. That was a year ago. But now you see how to do it. So I want you to get out there and check your battery if you've had it like a year, and you'll get some more life out of this battery. Okay? All right, Sam Owens out of here.